this whole episode of Ram and Shambhuka. So there is also much discussed in earlier literature, in various language literatures. So this is also much discussed. In fact, in Kannada, there is a major debate between two major writers, Kuvempu and Masti Venkatesh Iyengar. So this is much discussed. At the same time, this is Mahesh Dattani's interpretation of that entire episode. So it is a reinterpretation, it is a new interpretation. And of course, one can easily make out his comments and commentary on contemporary politics, and it is much nuanced in that sense. It is not very crass, because this sentence itself, which just now mentioned, so you are not bad, but you are weak, and you are being manipulated. It's a very subtle comment, very subtle psychological comment. So you may certainly notice many such nuanced areas.
So the Ram and Shambhuka, Dattani takes from Annihilation of Caste. Ambedkar has written, brings out this part. So he refers to that, and that is something he takes forward. That's in Annihilation of Caste. This.
Reading. So you start figuring out the reading, so you figure out what your relationship is with other kind of characters, how you address situations when situations that are not in your control are presented to you. And that's how you try to formulate maybe some takes, maybe some tones, what kind of catchphrases if a character would have, or what kind of relationships he has, what kind of philosophies he has. For a dramatic reading, we stopped there. When we finalized how the tones and the language, the mode, and how the minor actions would go, we stopped there. When you go towards a complete play and you're blocking and you're on stage, and the director is telling you that you have to do this particular movement while doing this particular dialogue, the dynamics themselves change, which affects everything in the larger picture. But for a dramatic reading, right now we stopped at the tone part.
I feel the text itself was both like in our favor and not, because to hold the text and read, initially it was easier, but like later it became like a sort of like, I don't want the text, I just want to say the dialogue. So it became like that itself became like one of the most challenging part, I feel, because the eyes were like going up, but the words are missing. So somewhere that is one of the challenges I feel in dramatic reading I experience.
So we have to find the grammar of dramatic reading. So what is the grammar? So we have grammar for a play, and until the last moment, previous show, we were not sure कितना देखना है और कितना act करना है और कितना पढ़ना है. So read, act, and perform. So even today, there is a slight difference in the grammar, which I'll be talking with them. So like, when do you look up, when do you act, how much you act? So everything actually was really difficult to come to a point, because everyone had to balance that grammar. So someone can't look at and someone can't read, someone can't look at and read. So those things had to, I guess, there's certain balance has reached with the grammar, but
to some extent.
As long as the audience doesn't feel that discomfort, you have to dissect the text, the plot, the playwright's intentions and everything. So it was as difficult as approaching a play and acting, and so like the director's instructions were in such a way that you act. You don't hold back just because it's a dramatic reading.
Just one quick question. So did you find any difference between your first performance and second performance when you performed it? Did you make any conscious changes? And
I think the characters have bad
even in terms of presentation.
Yes. Yeah, repetition makes it better, sir. Definitely. So that is why, that is the beauty of theatre. I'm obsessed with the idea of repetition, because I believe that I had a great teacher, Gitanjali Kulkarni. She was there in Port. अगर आप लोगों ने film देखी, और Gullak. So she said to us in her starting, I was in drama school, and she said that rather than playing 1,000 characters once, play one character 1,000 times. You will understand the craft, you will understand the character, and you will understand yourself as well.
And that is what Bharatanatyam is doing.
Definitely, ma'am.
Trying to read, trying to understand.
बार-बार उसी के यक्षगान भी भरतनाट्यम भी definitely ये informs की अपनी खूबसूरती है.
Ultimately, it is the philosophy. It is not the religion. It is not the caste. It is not the gender bias. Nothing. It is the philosophy and ethics. So it's what all these are.
Say that we have to look forward, but that does not mean we let the past go. We have to somehow balance it, and it's difficult to balance. But I think that comes out beautifully in the last.
One of the purposes of arts is to speak for the issues in the society. It is samajamukhi.
And Faisal is a very intelligent person here. MA कर रहे हैं हमारे, and he's also doing masters. She's also doing masters. तो मतलब बहुत ही पढ़े लिखे लोगों के साथ थिएटर करने का सौभाग्य मेरे को मिला, तो उसके लिए भी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. And they really surrendered to it. You know, like जो आपने कहा कि the idea was that सत्वा क्या है? आंगिक तो बाद में हम ढूंढ ही लेंगे. चलिए हम बाद में खड़े हो जाएंगे, पर अगर सत्वा ही नहीं मिला तो फिर आप खड़े कैसे होंगे?
Abhinav is also a very busy artist, so today he is in Manipal, tomorrow he is in Mumbai, then
नहीं सर, एकदम अनएम्प्लॉयड आर्टिस्ट, बट आप घूम रहे हैं इधर उधर जैसे हर आर्टिस्ट अनएम्प्लॉयड है.
in theatre, in cinema. Years ago he used to be with MIT, so he did his engineering and then of course got into theatre, yakshagan, cinema, so all over.
I owe a lot to Manipal, and like such my teachers here, amazing.
And many people with, I think Uttarakhand was the one.
Uttar Ramcharit ji.
That was added. And there it was, many people believe that it was done so that they can actually make the caste system more prevalent in India. The Brahmins, Kshatriyas, all this will be.
Nobody is paying you. Nobody you will. इसके बाद भी कोई बहुत कुछ पैसा आपको नहीं मिलेगा. आप करते रहेंगे. पर उस रियाज का एक मजा है. फिर आप जब सिनेमा के सामने जाएंगे, कैमरा ऑन होगा, तो शायद आप, मेरे ख्याल में, आप कंफर्टेबल रहेंगे क्योंकि आप अपनी प्रैक्टिस में हैं. अगर आप क्लासिकल का रियाज कर रहे हैं तो आप 2 मिनट का तो गाना गा ही लेंगे. तो थिएटर उस सेंस में क्लासिकल म्यूजिक की तरह है.
Most of the movie artists are from theatre.
जी काफी हद तक अच्छे, बहुत बढ़िया बड़े, और कई ऐसे ईसा के अंदर लिखा गया नाटक हैमलेट, और उसके अंदर दिखाते हैं प्लेयर्स आते हैं और वो चाचा देख लेता है वहाँ पे और वो कहता है अरे ये क्या, तो वहाँ पे भी प्ले न प्ले है.
In a dramatic language, in certain sense it is also referred to as intertextuality. One text referring to another text, the play referring to another play. Intertextuality.
Yes, तो डेफिनेटली ये इंटरटेक्सुअल एक्सपेरिमेंट्स चलते आए हैं, ये करते आए हैं लोग. तो प्ले न प्ले बहुत मशहूर डिवाइस है और ज्यादातर नाटकों में आपको मिलेगा. काफी नाटकों में है, कार्नाड के नाटकों में है, महेश सर के प्लेज में भी है. ब्रीफ कैंडल आप पढ़िए, ही हैज यूज्ड दिस. वेयर डिड आई लीव माय प्रडा उसमें है. तो बहुत सारे नाटकों में ये डिवाइस यूज होता है बिकॉज यू नो लाइक theater was so much with the common folk, like today's cinema is. कि आज जैसे सिनेमा या मोबाइल जैसे हो चुका है ना, एक समय थिएटर इतना पहुंचा हुआ था लोगों. तो थिएटर आज क्लासिकल और एक एकेडमिक वर्ल्ड में या फिर इसमें सीमित रह गया है, पर पहले वो फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन था. तो बार बार उसका इस्तेमाल इस तरह से करते थे कि अरे चल रहा होगा नाटक, चल रहा होगा, फिर ये आ जाएगा. द डिवाइस इज सो स्ट्रॉन्ग, यू नो लाइक मैं कर रहा हूँ, मुझे लगे वो शिट, ये तो कैरेक्टर एक्टर का डिफरेंस खत्म हो गया. इट इज सच अ, बार बार नाट्यशास्त्र इसके बारे में बात करता है कि आप जब जाते हैं किसी और काया के अंदर तो खुद को मार के जाना है. पर काया प्रवेश के लिए खुद को मार के जाइए, पर कई बार वो वापस वहां पे जीवंत हो गया तो आप क्या करेंगे, जो कि इस नाटक में होता है, जो कि अग्नि और बरखा में भी होता है. तो ये एक डिवाइस है जो प्लेराइट्स अपने डिस्पोजल पे यूज करते हैं. एज अ डायरेक्टर बहुत सुंदर डिवाइस है, एज एन एक्टर तो कमाल का डिवाइस है, क्योंकि आप उस समय 3 हैं, एक्टर अभिनव, विश्वास और फिर राम. तो वो बड़ा एक अच्छी चीज है खेलने के लिए. फिर आपका दूसरा सवाल क्या है? कुछ हद तक वो देखिए प्लेराइट ने इतना सुंदर तरीके से लिख दिया होगा कि वो खुद ही उसने उसको वही रोल दिया होगा जो उसको उस कैरेक्टर पे जा रहा है। अब जैसे विश्वास को ही राम बनाएगा, विश्वास को शंभुक नहीं बनाएगा, वो लता को ही सीता देगा, ताकि क्योंकि उसको भी तो अपना जक्सटापोजिशन अपने नाटक को वहां लेके जाना है ना, तो डेफिनेटली उसको उसी तरह से डालेगा कि हाँ जो ये कर रही होगी फिर ये करेगी, फिर उसको याद आएगा मैं तो लता हूं, और फिर नाटक वहां पहुंच जाएगा जहां हमें चाहिए। तो उस तरीके से
it would be certainly a social criticism, political criticism, and we may certainly discuss that part also, but in the very charged atmosphere of the country today, I should mention that many of these plays, novels, literature as a whole, art as a whole, has also this function of social criticism, and they also tend to be self-critical. So in the sense, we need not feel offended if there is a comment on caste, religion, etc. We also need to introspect. We also need to introspect what was right, what was wrong, what is right, what is wrong. And to be self-critical is also the strength, is also the beauty of the religion, of culture. A culture needs to be self-critical, then only it will survive and it will grow, be it Hinduism, be it or any other religion. So being self-critical, to introspect and to see what went wrong, is this strength. We need to look at it that way. Then only all these cultures will survive. They get humanized. It is not either this or that. It is not either complete acceptance or complete rejection. What needs to be rejected, to be rejected. What needs to be retained, to be retained, accepted. And that is, in fact, the Gandhian way as well. So that is about that. And of course, the dramatic performance, all of you have experienced it. Because Abhinav is an experienced director, actor, and of course his teammates have really brought it out very well, the essence of it, and I'm sure all of you have experienced this. They have brought out the nuances of the play. Wherever it needs to be dramatized, they have dramatized. Wherever they need to read, they have read. So as I said in the beginning itself, that it was not merely a dramatic reading, but it was in that sense a full-fledged performance. We can once again give them a big round of applause. Trisha Shetty, yeah. Faisal. He did his certificate course in Gandhian studies. Shruthi. Bhavya Bharawaj. Soumya.